Welcome. Hello. So this video is the beginning of explicit and recursive formulas. So I was explaining to you as I was walking around passing out the papers that I'm going to give you a list of numbers. And then what I need you to do is use that list of numbers and turn the important parts into a formula. Today we are going to do our first formula, which is called recursive. But first, let's practice looking at lists. What's the first number in the list? Or how does the list change by? Those are the important things that we're going to talk about today. So our first definition that we've got up on top. Arithmetic sequence is a sequence with a constant difference between consecutive terms, back to back, so I'm going to say this is a very mathematical definition, very formal, but a way that you're going to remember it, it's a list of numbers that have the same value added or subtracted. So these lists are going to change. Like on bell work, I added 2 each time, or maybe I'll subtract 7 each time. All right, so I'm going to start with this first example. I'm going to give you a list, but I'm going to represent it in a table. Term number means like the first number, the second number, the third number, the fourth number, the fifth number, the sixth number. So go ahead and fill in the chart with those on the left. So here's my list. The first number on my list is 21. The second number is 18. The third number is 15. Fourth number is 12. Fifth number is 9. The sixth number is 6. Okay, so here's the important things I want to know. I want to know the first term. And I use the alphabet letter A, and I'm going to put a little 1 on the lower left here, lower right. It's called a subscript. A sub 1. So this is read A sub 1, like the first number of my list. All right, and so what is the first number on my list? Tell me, volunteer, what's the first number on my list? 21. So the first term, A sub 1, is 21. What's my common difference? My D. What's it changing by? 3 minus, yeah. So I want to know if it's a plus 3 or minus 3. So you're right with the minus 3. And then what's my next term going to be? 18. Try, no. After 6. 3, and then 0, because I'm taking 3 away, right? Pretty easy? All right, part B. I have another list. -6, -1, 4, 9. So, common difference and A sub 1. That's what I want to know. CD means common difference or difference. First, let's tell what the common difference is. You need to know that first. How is this list changing?
Plus 5.
Adding 5. So plus 5 is going to be my D, the common difference. A sub 1. What's the first number in my list? -6. And then on your own, fill in the next 3 numbers. Next 3 numbers. What's someone else I've heard from, well, I've heard from Cal. Tell me more. Someone else. Sarah? Stay with me. What's the next three numbers? I'm adding 5. 14, 19, 24. You are right. Good, good. Okay. Second one. This is harder. Discuss with someone what the common difference could be. This is not straightforward and easy. You have to figure out what's going on in this pattern. It's not. So, go ahead. Okay. Do you think that you figured out what the pattern is? Yeah. Okay. Table 2 had good conversation. Table 2, tell me what you're thinking. What's the common difference? Like, how do you get from one to the next? You guys were talking about it.
Alright, like you're trying to alright, you have to 0 and then to 1 and then 2.
How did I get 2?
You added 1.
How did I get 5 or 3? How did I get 3?
Added 1.
No, 1 plus 1 is not 3.
Add 2.
Okay. Maybe I need to ask another group. Table 6.
You add 1 and 1 to get 2, and then 2 and 3 to get 5, and 5.
Okay, she's right. So listen, you add the numbers previous. 1 plus 1 makes it 2, and then you add 1 plus 2. That gets you the next number, and then you add 2 plus 3. That gets you the 5, and then you add 3 plus 5, and that gets you the 8. So the common difference is you're adding the 2 previous numbers. We call those terms. So the 2 numbers before it, you add. And that gets you the next number. All right. The only thing I want to know is what's the first number on this list? A sub 1.
34.
No, the first number on the list.
1.
1. But I do want to know the next numbers. Okay. 13 plus 21. You said it, Stephen. 34. Now add 21 plus 34. 55. Now add 34 plus 55. 89. Good. So this is all nice. We have a list. We figure out what's the first term. And we also figure out what is the difference. What's it changing by? Okay. On the next page, I'm going to translate all this into a formula. This formula is called the recursive formula. I'm going to point out some things that I need you to copy down. This formula means each term is defined as a function of its previous term. A sub 1 means the first term. D means the common difference. We only plug in values for A sub 1, the first term, and the common difference. Common difference is the same as D. So A sub 1, I'm putting a green star above it because you have to replace that number. The n minus 1 is always there. It's part of the formula. It means the first number, like I'm identifying n, the number digit, it's the first digit. Okay, the next thing, you have a second row. So the first row, all you're plugging in is what's the first number on the list. Then you go down to the second row. And in the second row, all I'm plugging in is the D, the common difference. This A sub n minus 1 means always there. Previous term. N minus 1 means what's the previous number? And this n minus 1, always there. And it means that my digits are positive. So I'm never going to say, here's what's the negative third number in the list? What's the negative first number? It just means I'm always going to say first number, positive 1, second, positive 2, third, positive 3. The numbers are greater than 1. First digit, second, third, fourth, fifth. I'm never going to go into the negative digits, which doesn't even make sense, right? So for the green star, top row, you're only going to replace whatever the first number in the list is. You then have to write n equals 1. Second row, you have to write a sub n minus 1. That has to be there. Then you're going to do a plus or a minus. Are we adding the same number? Are we subtracting the same number? Then you have to put n is greater than 1. That's part of it. It has to be there. Okay? So, let's try this. You need to get good at drawing a brace. Let me put that on the side of your paper. It's not a parentheses and it's not a bracket. It's like a curvy grouping symbol. Here's the beginning of it. It looks like this. So stare at the board, please. I start on top and I make these round hoops. And I point at the end in the middle and I round it at the bottom. The way to close a brace looks like this. Out, make a pointy middle, and then out again. So this is the beginning and the end of a brace. So I think that you guys should practice making those fancy parentheses because you're going to have to do it for every recursive. So this is the recursive formula. Okay. All right, here we go. This is what it looks like. I have to plug in. I'm going to write everything, and I'm going to leave blanks for where I'm going to plug in. I have to have a sub n at the beginning, right there. I have to have the equal sign. I have to open the brace. And then I have to have n equals 1. That's my first row. What's the thing that I plug in on my first row? Look above. The first number in my list. The first number in my list is 25. So I'm going to put a 25 like there. Okay. Second row. Have to have a sub n minus 1. Okay. How is this list changing? Adding, subtracting what?
Subtracting 5.
I'm subtracting 5. And maybe you want to put that like on top to start. A sub 1 was 25. The common difference was minus 5. So I'm going to put a minus 5 right here. And then in the rest of the formula, it's the n is greater than 1. Has to be there. N is greater than 1. Close the brace. Okay. I'm going to do the next list. Find the pattern, guys. A sub 1 is obviously 2. What's the common difference on B? Are the following sequences arithmetic? Like, do you add the same thing?
Yeah.
So what's the common difference on B? B. Has to be the same thing every time. What is it? Yep. Add 3. Oh, 7 plus 3 is not. Can't be add 3. Can anyone think of something else? Okay. The first question, are the following sequences arithmetic? You're just going to say no. I gave you a list that was not arithmetic. No, not arithmetic. Nope, you don't have to write the formula because it's not a real sequence. All right, C and D. Let's first identify what's my A sub 1 first term, right? And common difference. Okay. First term is obviously 24, right? What is this list changing by? Minus 6. Good. Finish the list out. 24, 18, 12, 6. What? 0. Then what?
-6.
-6. Then what?
-12.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, it's always going to be n minus 1. All these things that I circled up here in like dotted circles, they always have to be exactly that. So A sub n starts out my formula. Equal sign is a part of my formula. Make your fancy brace. Yep.
How come you sometimes have to do separate formula for the part?
Because it's a way to represent the list. It's called a recursive formula.
Do you have to use it when you do it all over?
If the directions say to write the recursive formula, yes, you do. So you have to read the directions carefully. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's plus, you're going to put plus. First row, I put the first number on my list, comma, n equals 1. That has to be there. The 24 I plugged in. That's the A sub 1, first term. Okay, second row, I have to write A sub n minus 1. That's part of the formula. Okay, how does my list change?
Going down by 6.
Going down by 6, minus 6. So I'll put a minus 6, and then the n is greater than 1.
Do you always have the n is greater than 1 no matter what equation?
Yes, because it's part of the formula up here.
Okay.
Close your brace. All you're doing is plugging in the first term and how it changes. A sub 1, first term, and the D, common difference. Okay? All right. Last one. Remember, I changed it, guys. A sub 1 is -6. Common difference. What's the common difference? Going down by 2?
No, going up by 2.
Oh, plus 2. Okay. All right, write the formula yourself. Recursive formula. Are you done? All right, here it is. Pretty brace. -6, comma, n equals 1. A sub n minus 1 plus 2, n is greater than 1. Did you get this? Good. This is it. So for the homework attached, you have to read the directions. Because if you don't read the directions, it's going to be way harder for you. So I'm going to stop the video.